Is causing a stir in the Israeli parliament by holding an openly anti-Israeli stance. Her critics accuse her of treason, but she says she's only using the right of freedom of expression. But she told RT's Paula Sleer she's willing to give that right up in exchange for something else.
She's young, modern and outspoken. She's also the first Arab woman voted into the Israeli parliament as a representative of the Arab Nationalist Party Balad. But in the 2 months since being elected, Haneen Zuabi has set tongues wagging. Her critics accuse her of treason, claiming she's using Israeli freedom of speech to promote an anti-Israel platform.
I think this indicates how much Israel is strong and not how much and sophisticated, and not how much Israel is democratic. I would give up this freedom of expression, but let Israel give me back my lands and give me back my rights and let me live in peace in my homeland.
Haneen's infuriated Israelis by saying she has no problem with Iran, a country whose president not so long ago vowed to wipe Israel off the map.
I support every resistance organization. Every organization and human being and society that resist any occupation, of course I support her.
It's statements like these that have led many to accuse Haneen of supporting Israel's enemies. And she's not the first from her party to have done so. Azmi Bashara, also a former Israeli Arab parliamentarian, is accused of giving Hezbollah crucial information on where to aim its rockets during the 2006 Lebanon war. For many Israelis, it's a bitter pill to swallow, knowing that in their parliament sit members who support the enemies of Israel.
I don't want to deny them the right to sit in the Knesset, but I would expect them to be more sensitive to my feelings, as I am trying to be sensitive to their feelings. And sometimes it's very difficult for me to hear what they say, because I feel that they want to eliminate the Jewish state, and they want one big Palestine from the Mediterranean Sea to the Jordan.
Dr. Rivka Lissak is a retired historian who spends many hours online debating Haneen's arguments. The debate has filtered through to lecture halls throughout the country, and particularly this week, as the non-racism conference takes place in Geneva, Israelis are asking themselves about the boundaries of freedom of expression.
I think Israel's concern, and it was vindicated, was that Geneva would not be a forum for legitimate critiques of rights and wrongs within reasonable parameters, but rather, as turned out to be the case with Ahmadinejad's speech, an exercise in incitement against Israel that does go beyond free speech parameters.
Just as Haneen was elected to parliament, so too was an Israeli nationalist on the opposite end of the spectrum. His views are becoming more popular.
This was actually one of the big campaign slogans for the Israel Beitenu party, headed by the former Russian immigrant, Avigdor Lieberman. And one of the reasons he was so successful in the election, because he came up and said, without loyalty to the state of Israel, you shouldn't have citizenship. And he meant that for members of Knesset as well as for citizens. The debate in the lecture halls won't be resolved anytime soon. But just as unlikely is the prospect that Arab members of Israel's parliament, who represent 1/5 of the country's population, will quieten down. Paula Sleer, RT, Jerusalem.